Journey with me through seas unknown as we reveal the mysteries of the Ring of Bones.
All right, well, it's do you know what is it? I reckon I've got it at about 13 minutes past 8. It's fine.
Accurate.
Friday afternoon, evening. Now, okay, so I imagine not many people have watched the recording. And listen, Simon, Judge Tubey is there saying oh, I bet no one's listened to the recording. To be fair, I listened to the end of the recording just before this session, so I remembered what had happened. But Hannah, I'm going to prey on you like a descending vampire from the shadows and say, hey, what have you got in your notes? And give us a lovely little recap of what you know, and I'll fill anything else in. If you're up for it.
I'd actually probably prefer you do it because I'm reading through it now because it's been so long.
It has been so long. So also it goes two ways.
Months.
Yeah, the months. Okay, well that's fine. We can fudge it then because literally me trying to remember the ins and outs of everything. I have just spent the last 3 hours going over it all and trying to refresh my memory. But basically, let's see what I've got here. Currently, there's a bit of a rundown. Let me get on the right page. You find yourselves. Carl is no more by the looks of things. You just managed to open a large, ceremonial looking, quite important, swanky looking door. And it took some doing, and I think thanks to Amarth and Finn's incredible strength, you're able to get the door open, and that's where we ended it. So I'll give you a little recap of what happened prior to, you want to skip back in time. So let's see. Yeah, working together, you were able to heft open the door. It had a complex mechanism, and with Finn's strength and Amarth's luck, you were successful. Some key notes are you found a secret portal in the burial chamber in the other room, which you opted not to venture through and explore. Yeah, I don't think you were here for that session, so there was a sarcophagus, which was bottom left of the map at the time, and I think it was Akano and the Baron who were brave enough to have a bit of an explore. They had a bit of a shifty and noticed a cheeky little opening mechanism, which triggered a portal, but everyone was a bit too dubious about stepping through this portal. So there was that. Whether, I don't know how emotionally scarring it all was for you, but the Master left a tormenting message in all of your heads, urging you to give up on Rain, and for Rain to give up on his friends, and basically turn them in to Wet by Wet for sacrifice. This is going way back when. You've actually come here to help the Raj Pasha out by trying to find out what's going on in the necropolis, as well as seeing if his wife is really missing and what's happened to her there. Let's see, you've had a bit of a bad run-in with Tlinkali after that, I suppose, in the desert. They were a bit of a pain in the arse, and they were brought to you by courtesy of Masasir, who ended up being an undead half mummy. And just to refresh things, in the streets of Dukan Wakarab, they were plagued by jackal wares and a few of the children of Wet Wawet, who were those sort of lupine-looking, Anubis-looking, scary mofos. I think that's all the things of importance. You obviously came across some morgues in the previous room, but you did quite well in disabling one of those. And you pretty much pasted it, which made the DM sad. And so now, you're faced with opening this door. So as the ornate decorative door opens up, you're confronted with some stairs that basically lead down into the gloom. It's quite a tight looking corridor, as you can see here. And I just... Oh. Thanks, Cam. I've just seen what you wrote. That's nice. Thank you. So as you start to sort of peer down, halfway down the first sort of flight of stairs here, before it descends into darkness, you see above the stairs that lead down into the colder depths of the center of Wetwawet's tomb are some hieroglyphs above the door. But I don't think anyone's fluent in those hieroglyphs.
Unless it's like common primordial.
Or abyssal.
I don't suppose it's Vidalcan?
It isn't. It's Egyptian hieroglyphs, so probably
not most.
Look, years ago, I used to be able to read them, but nowadays, no, I can't say I remember.
Yeah, I know you have the spell comprehend languages, which is also a ritual.
Yeah,
Would
but
Talio have
is it?
recognized?
Egyptian hieroglyphs is not like a language that you can pick at all, if you know what I mean. Unless you're mirroring it up to another language.
Yeah, but I
This is
thought...
the literal meaning of any spoken language you can hear and understand any written language you see.
Yeah, it's pretty powerful.
Talio recognize
Oh.
Egyptian hieroglyphs or?
Sorry, Wayne, you're right.
Telio would have had some experience, I guess, given his background. But probably in... Well, let's see. Yeah, so you're able to pick 2 words. Actually, you know what? Let's see whether you can or not. Do me just a straight intelligence, please, or history if you want to make it history. Okay, it's pretty good. So, sort of, as you glance up at the hieroglyphs, given your sort of studies in this, and that no one is assisting you,
Is that enough?
always, yeah. Someone can
Oh.
sort of assist and say, "Hey, look, what did you think is this?" And
I'll chip in then. Give you a
okay,
hand.
roll with advantage.
Sorry, I must restart my computer. I will be right back.
Okay.
I'll use a flash of inspiration to give you a plus. What type is a plus on that one? Cat, what are you doing? Sorry, flash of genius, not a flash of inspiration. You get +5 on the roll.
History.
Yeah.
18.
18. Okay, that's really good. So after some deliberation, sort of what you've studied in the past, you're able to decipher that it says, approach the king of something that you can't discern on your knees. And that's above the stairs just as you start to go down.
Which stairs?
Does that mean
These
we
ones,
need
yeah.
to duck or be very short?
I will leave that up to you to decide. All the
I am saying
hieroglyphs.
this to the party.
Oh,
You mean, is it like one of those traps that comes out the wall and chops your head off if you aren't on your knees? Is that what you're thinking? Or are you just thinking we get to a statue and then you've got to get on your knees to do something?
Option A.
Well, I say we go down on our knees anyway on the off chance that
Jess is back on it.
Yeah, I mean, we could, like, it makes sense. Kind of.
okay. Yeah, if
Who
that's
is the shortest out of all of us?
Not me for once.
probably Quelandrin, actually. I think elves aren't as tall. I get confused with them all now.
I thought elves were pretty tall.
Oh, okay. Some of them they're shorter, but yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. She is quite tall
5
for
foot.
an elf. So you'd need to
Alright.
discern your heights and orders. I would say that Amarth is about 5'8". What's that? 170 centimeters.
Ah, screw it. The Baron will go down on his knees. Or, he'll bum crawl his way down the stairs.
Okay, so move your token to the bottom of the stairs.
But before I do that, I'm going to grab some sand, some dust, and I'm going to throw it, mage hand it down just to make sure there's none of those stupid glass pins or lines.
It doesn't seem to bounce off of anything, no.
Keep going.
Yeah, so you can make your way. You'd have to imagine this corridor is much longer than what the map is, because obviously it's not specially made from my brain. So is there as you see the Baron disappear into the shadows, what would the rest of the party like to do? He seems to be safe so far, and you can hear him shuffling down on his booty or on his knees.
In his heavy armor.
Akano is going to step back a little bit and mutter something about not wanting to show fealty, or spent plenty of time being imprisoned and has no intention of being on his knees. Not something I want to be taken a part of.
Okay.
Surprisingly, Talio is nodding along and fully agreeing with you there.
All right, so
I'm
that's
still going to keep an eye out. He's got a bit of dark vision, so I might just look out for anything untoward, if there's any mechanisms, traps, or anything as the Baron's making his way.
okay. Roll me perception.
Oh, let's see how this goes. Yeah, not great.
So you see that the Baron disappears out of sight, and whilst he has been hasn't got up in any way, he has sort of disappeared out of sight unharmed. So that's a good at least 60 foot out of your vision from where you are, and yeah, no traps have really been noticed from the corner of the door where you're standing at the moment.
Oh, and I'll quickly check as well. Is anybody having problem with seeing which way he's going? I want a bit of help.
Can everyone see in the dark?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Right.
Baron will cast a light spell at the bottom of the stairs just to give some light.
Okay, that's cool. As you cast Light Baron, you actually become aware that the stone work here, the masonry work, is very almost polished. and seems to be crafted incredibly well. You notice that at the start, perhaps it wasn't hewn as well, but now it seems to be big, heavy-looking blocks, almost like support blocks, I guess. And yeah, your light spell is starting to reflect off of this. I guess it's like marble, but like a sand-colored marble, so maybe jasper or something. Red jasper. So yeah, the Baron seems to be fine, and Baron, you sort of move like this for. As you look forwards with your light and you send it down, you've probably got the same distance again. So it's 60 foot where you are, and then your light protrudes another 60 foot down. And you can finally see what kind of looks like the path kicking away, and the light can no longer sort of penetrate down, if that makes sense. So it's like a flute, like a chute, as it were, of stairs and then a bit of a walkway and then stairs and a bit of a walkway until basically the contour of the tunnel bends out of sight.
Yeah, man.
And as you make your way right to the very bottom, you are confronted with basically 3 doors. One to what is going to be north, south, and a small double door and like a double door, which is very ornate indeed. It's gold, and these are both silver doors with hieroglyphs depicting Wet Wobet and his various good and bad things that he did.
Well, I'm going to use the familiar cheat, so I'm going to pull Socks into his dimensional space, and then I'm going to project him over beyond the door, maybe like 10 feet.
Okay, we'll go onto this screen and just reveal. See.
Then I look through Socks' eyes and I describe what I see.
So reveal. We see that some stairs that kind of ascend, and
Stairs that go up. Interesting.
stairs that seem to then go up.
I get Socks to go here. Where's it go?
It leads to a stone door.
Okay. Do the same trick. Pull him back in, turn around, and project him over here.
Okay.
Oh, look. It's another set of stairs leading up. Same deal?
Same door. Stone door.
Okay. Bringing him back. Are you coming down? Or do I get to keep all this treasure to myself?
I will follow the Baron if no one else will. I assume he's still on his knees.
That's up to the Baron.
I'll come with, but I'm not on my knees, and I'm just gonna rely on my amazing perception to let me know if something's coming at me.
I like to think I was
Okay.
bum crawling.
Yeah.
Colin can
like-
make dancing lights, so she could make a series of 4 lights to, space them out in the tunnel.
Just quickly, the Baron doesn't have knees, so how did that work?
What do you mean? I'm a true. I'm a true Yonti. I got legs.
Yeah, he's got legs.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
For some reason, I just don't picture you like slithering along this whole time.
No, those are the mutants. I'm true.
Alright, sorry, I didn't mean to be offensive.
Discriminate against kneecaps.
Just haven't been checking out your legs this whole time.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Okay, so obviously the Baron has bravely led the way on his booty, and so I need like a marching order. Are you all going down as a group? Are you going to go down one at a time? And if so, how are you going down?
Funky. Oh, sorry, that's getting down.
I'm crouched as low as the Baron with a torch above my head. Not lit, just a torch above my head.
Okay, cool.
I will follow Finn, like probably 10 to 15 feet behind.
Okay, so Finn, you seem to make. I will get you to. Actually, I was going to say, do me a Constitution save, please, because I want to see how well you are able to maintain crouching like that.
Constitution save wouldn't be a strength or a dex. I would say strength.
Oh yeah,
because it
yeah,
would
yeah,
be
yeah.
Constitution and athletics.
Athletics, sorry, yeah.
I got an 11.
That's right, because we will ignore that because it's not a save as such. It's just a check. It's just a straight strength check.
Okay. It got worse.
You sort of make it down about halfway, and then you find that your stomach muscles are, as much as you will clench them, they become quite tired, and you sort of stand up kind of quite tall, and you hear almost like a whistling sound, like something kind of clicks, and I need you to make a dexterity save for me, please.
Jesus. Please.
Oh no.
Oh no, I'm cursed. I don't have a new character rolled.
The stairs that you're standing on collapse and become a ramp, and you slide down and land on your ass.
Just next to the Baron, or does the floor drop out or something?
Well, it's tiered, so you still got a bit of a way to go. But yeah, you're only another sort of 15 foot away from the Baron now. You've made quite good leeway. But yeah, the stairs that you're on, they kind of collapse into a ramp. You lose your footing and slide down to the nearest tier, the next tier.
Is
that's helpful.
okay. Bit of slip and slide action.
Yeah.
Someone's
Alrighty,
going to have
well-
create water. Finn's got create water. It's time for a slip and slide.
Yeah,
I
you took
mean,
the fast way down. I will just slide down after you, but I'll do it intentionally so I don't fuck myself up.
Oh,
could just, like,
the
throw
stairs
some
do
water on there, shape it.
instantaneously return to being stairs. So they literally just dump you. They dump you for like I'd say a second or two, and then they just reset.
but basically the stairs have an attitude. Good to know.
Yeah, it's a thing. It's a mechanism, I think.
I will just walk down the stairs normally then.
Okay, so you get to roughly where Finn is, which is, let's say, about 20 foot away from Finn and the Baron, and I need you to make me a dexterity save, please.
No con save, just a dex save?
So you're crouching?
Right, no, I wasn't. Yeah.
You're not. No, you're not crouching. So if you're walking plainly, then you get to that point, and I need you to make me a dexterity save.
Cool. It did not come through. 9.
A 9. Okay. Yeah. Likewise, the stairs collapse in on themselves, turning into a ramp. You can't maintain your footing, and you slide down, and you're now about 15 foot away from Finn and the Baron.
Cool.
Uh,
I enjoyed every second of that.
Let gravity do the work for you.
Like, I knew what was coming. Like,
We.
you know the those giant blow-up castles you used to get with the big slides on them, and you just go running at the edge, so you go straight off and just fall into the slide and keep going. Yeah, basically that.
That's it. It's kind of fun for now.
I have spider climb. I could just walk down the whole thing.
so Telia is gonna kind of like crouch walk up to the edge of the stairs, and then he's gonna fling a ball bearing up into the air to try and set off the mechanism, so he can just slide down. So he's gonna move up, put his butt at the top of the stairs, hanging his legs over, and then try and set off the mechanism and slide down.
Okay,
I'm
so that's
totally going to come side by side with Telio on that one.
Just sit on the stairs and wave a torch in the air until it sets off.
Right. So make me a what is it? It would be a ranged attack, I suppose, for throwing an improvised weapon, a ball bearing. I want to see how according to plan it goes.
What would that be? So how would I do that?
It would basically be, I guess, just straight dexterity. I mean, I'll get Wayne to confirm that because I don't know everything.
Dex check or save?
Sorry, I missed this. What was this?
Um,
I'm flinging a ball bearing up into the air to try and set off the mechanism, so me and Akano can just slide straight down without having to do anything. Like we're prepared to slide.
I got no idea. Like, if you're gonna hit something, then it's a roll to hit. If you wanna avoid a trap or something, then it's like by dodging around.
let's make it sleight of hand then.
Yeah.
Okay. Sleight of hand.
Very nice. So yeah, you trip whatever, be it magical, physical, or somewhere in between mechanism, and the stairs momentarily drop right before your feet. And if you wish to, you can both slide down.
Wee, with the most Jamaican accent I've got. Wee, man.
The most Creole wee ever. Le wee.
I now have
I'm
999 ball bearings.
Okay, who's next? That would leave us with Tilio, you're down.
I'm just gonna
Marth.
technically be in the hallway, just so.
The two
Marth.
wizards will go in as well. Before or after Marth, depends what she wants.
So Marth, having seen everything that's going on, is pretty clued up. She will get to a certain point, and I will quickly look at her spells because I believe she has not got the spell I thought she has. So she uses Misty Step and basically bamps all the way down to join the rest of the party. Like that. Getting very close to Dorfall and Finn. Rain and Qualandrin. What, pray tell, do you wish to do?
I think Rain would say to Qualandrin, say, after you, and she'd just give him a look, and then Rain would just have to roll his eyes and, get on his knees. So
Age before beauty.
Yes, cuffing the old knees takes me back. And crawl through the tunnel, following the various light smells. Do you have to make any saves?
Okay, so you're just walking down freely, or are you crouching, or who is doing what?
We will crouch down.
Okay, so same again, because it's quite a journey to be crouched down, you get quite tired, so I just get both you and Qualandrin to roll me a strength check. Well, yeah, strength save, I suppose, because it's, contested against yourself.
Yes, our forte.
Wizards obviously absolutely boast a lot of strength in most D&D campaigns.
Oh boy. Natural.
Oh shit.
So it's 0. We will see what Qualandrin gets. Oh no, you're kidding. She got a natural 2.
Yeah, the stairs give way for you both and chuck you basically, you slide down the stairs and sort of scramble a bit and dust yourselves off and pretend that, you know, that humiliation never happened. And you're all successfully, as a party, in quite a tight corridor. I don't know whether the Baron wishes to relay what he's seen and whether you have any plans moving forwards. I shall leave it to you.
All right. How about we divide and conquer a little bit here? Akano's going to pull out a little copper wire and run it through his lips and look at the Baron and cast message. This might be a good way to keep in touch. Maybe have a little look around.
It's casting to the Baron, is he?
Oh, to the entire group, to everyone.
Oh,
What did you say? Say again?
But he'll just he's used message just to kind of let the Baron know, like, this is a good way to keep in touch. Maybe divide and conquer. Let's have a look at what's up and down.
If you think splitting the party is alright, sure. Which way you want to go?
Don't mind going down. Let's give it a shot.
Okay.
Might looks over towards Telio as care to join in a little foray.
We're checking out the door in front, are we, or are we doing the stairs?
Up this way.
Sure. I'll sneak along with you.
Okay,
Sorry,
so
Cam, just so I get the understanding, are you asking me to go a separate direction from you or the same direction as you?
He's just going to use message to relay what he finds when they go up this way. So Akano's nowhere going to be as good at sneaking as Telio, so you're going to let Telio go in front.
Just before you go, Akano, take the blessing of Papa Legba. And he casts guidance.
Ooh, nice. D4 added. He's probably going to need it for any stealth rolls.
So, as I mentioned, just to reiterate, you are obviously confronted with two silver doors, which are currently closed in your face. The only reason Socks was able to go through was because he ported one side to the other. And then obviously you then have these golden doors, which are very ornate and also quite intimidating behind the Baron. So,
Are there any hieroglyphics on any of the doors?
yeah, all of them, and they're all like pictograms that basically demonstrate. Some of them show kind of like the more compassionate side of Wet, where he's like judging people. He sort of takes on the portfolio of Kalemvor a little bit, where he's like seen as the guardian and whittles out the good from the bad and weighs up your soul to some extent, but primarily they seem to show him as almost like a tyrant in a lot of them, and sort of, you know, the typical lots of people cowering underneath and seas of blood, and is the other extent of the pictograms.
Fair enough. Okay, so can we see a way to open these doors then, the silver ones?
There's a lot of relief in the within the doors, and they're like mirror images of one another, which is kind of strange. And without making a perception roll, that's all I can really tell you. So you look at one and you're like, this is expertly crafted, and it's almost exactly identical to this one, but it's like a mirrored image.
Alright, we look at the door, we look intently at it, we try to see if there's anything secret hidden, any secret messages, any secret buttons.
So
I'll investigate the door.
let's have a perception from everyone who doesn't have a very good history, and I'll have a history from Tilio and Dorful, please.
Oh, I got excited and rolled mystery.
Oh, that's okay.
Keeps out.
Would be better.
So I got a nat 1, but I'm going to use Flash of Genius on Tilio's history.
Awesome.
Bump that up
Extra
to-
five.
Pump it up to a
19.
19.
Wow,
Fuck.
Rain. Honestly,
I should've used
Rain,
it on Arcano's
that's
perception.
I've also got a D4 to add to that too.
I mean, I probably would roll better with perception myself. So I have a +6 to perception.
yeah. I
Plus
mean,
8 in history, and I still rolled a 9.
Well, I got a 1 and a 2 last turn, so it's fair. It's fair.
so the reason I divided
Yeah.
it like that is because perception will let you physically look at it as a visual challenge, and then history will let you perceive it as in a logical challenge, where you perhaps try and decipher if there's a flow or some kind of meaning behind the door, which would then perhaps allude to its use or its mechanism. So you can roll
19 for me.
either. So 19 on a history.
Yep.
So as a collective, especially with Rain's knowledge of history, that's just disgusting. Telio, you do exceptionally well with history there. Arcano, with your perception, you kind of, so that the historians take the lead and they start looking at it and go, oh, yes, well, this winds round. And if you look at the flow of the river, then it leads it strangely there. Anyway, long story short, between you, it's just enough after a while for you to be able to work out that there are actually, in the eyes of Wet Wet, the one where he's actually the tyrant, it looks like there's a gap around them, as if it could be a button or a lever or a button of some description, mirrored on either side.
Telio's going to reach up and kind of like look around at everyone like, I'm gonna press it. Hopefully it's not trapped. If you want to get out the way, get out the way now.
Maybe it needs to be mirrored on the other side at the same time. With that, Akana is going to conjure a mage hand and kind of float it up towards the kind of opposite door. Same spot.
Awesome. So it's Arcano, you're going to be pressing them both at the same time?
I'm going to let Tilo press the one to the south, and I'll go with the one on the north.
Okay, are you counting yourselves in?
Yep. Kind of do a 3, 2, 1 push.
And I'll be like, on the one or the push? Wait, huh?
Wait, that's awesome. Both Telio and Arcano, you get an inspiration point for basically deciphering the mechanism which opens both doors at the same time. Briefly, momentarily, the head out of the mouth comes a small, insignificant puff of poisonous sort of looking gas, which quickly sort of dissipates into the air as if released and then suddenly closed. And both doors are open at exactly the same time. Very well done.
Awesome. Are we going to go south first then?
Let's check it out. Have a little look. See what we can find really back to the team. But let's not go too far.
Okay. I'll go first. I'm just going to stealth my way through very cautiously. Make sure there's no traps.
Okay, roll me a stealth.
Oh yeah, because I've got that key.
So with a 21, you seem to make your way up to the stairs very nicely. I'll get you to just move your token to where you want to be. Fantastic. So as you approach these last few steps, roll me a perception, please. This is a hearing check, just in case there's a difference. You hear what's that? Perception 11. So through the stone, you hear what sounds like almost like a heartbeat, and it's very low and slow, and you almost think you can make out some kind of chanting.
Gross. I'm just gonna kind of like gently back up a couple of steps and then look down to Kano and just be like, we have worshippers?
We're not alone. So whatever the range is or how far away, Akano is going to, let's see, point back towards, you might be able to see Finn further kind of back in the central hub and use message to relay the information back. Make a little daisy chain of information.
Okay, is anyone else investigating the northern corridor, or?
Yeah, I'll join on that one.
Colin
Why
and
don't
Rain
you-
will support, but I just have to go pick up something from my front door. I will be right back.
Okay.
So I thought O'Connor was going north, and then he went south.
Oh no, he just cheated and used Mage Hand to open the door. That's all.
Fair enough.
Very wise. Very wise, because if you did one at a time, it might have been a different story. So Dorfel, that's where you just walked to, is it?
Yes.
So this is very much a mirror image of the other side. What perhaps Socks didn't relay to everyone is that these are very ornate, quite tight passages made out of a very black, dark, almost like obsidian stone. Various carvings and engravings, again, in like the sort of hieroglyphic kind of script. Again, pictograms that don't really sort of mention anything that you can discern. And there's a bar, a band of gold that runs sort of along the length of each of the wall, perhaps about, I'll give it to you in millimeters, about 80 mil. It's like a decorative bar. And as you're walking along, you've got incredibly good perception to pick this up. You actually notice that some of it's come away from the wall, and it basically looks like it could be exceptionally expensive.
If I was to investigate, could I work out if it could be removed safely from the wall?
Absolutely, yeah. I'll get you to do an investigation if you're testing it, because you have to be physically moving its weaknesses.
Can we use my passive investigation? It's 23.
Yes, because even if you roll, it's going to be pretty awesome. Okay. You basically do notice that with perhaps something like sharp, like a dagger, you could slide the blade of the dagger underneath it quite nicely, and being gold, you could then roll this up perhaps into like quite a nice sized, basically makeshift gold bar. And there would then, obviously, given the mirrored effect of the other corridor, you would find that you'd have the equivalent of, I'd say it would be 2, 4, 6, like 8 gold bars worth of gold. If you were to roll it up and compact it, it would be heavy, but it's very high quality gold. Given your background, you definitely know this.
Well, I've got some woodcarver's tools handy, so I'm sure there'd be a chisel or something I could use to get that out. I might give that a crack.
Absolutely, and I'm just curious, are you doing it balls to the wind, or are you actually going to be trying to be a little bit quiet about it?
No, I would be trying to be quiet about it, because this room's a bit fucked up. I nearly died in the corridor, just like 2 rooms to the left.
Okay, fantastic. That's cool. All right, so you're setting to work just liberating some gold from the ruins. Yeah, making bank, definitely. That's good. Finn, is there anything particularly you'd like to be doing?
think I'll actually keep an eye on Dorful and that, because he seems to have looking at some treasure.
Okay.
So, if I can, I'll actually get to and assist him.
Okay, fantastic. So that will double the time. That's brilliant. And now, Baron and Rain, is there anything you would like to do?
So, have they already got on the corridors, but teams?
What's that? Sorry.
Have both teams already gone around the corridors? Are they already elsewhere?
They are currently. Dorful is currently liberating a king's ransom of gold from the walls of the decorative walls within, and Arcano and Telio have discovered the sound of what sounds like chanting of some sort. Yeah, like a heartbeat. So I just wondered, being the inclusive DM, if you'd like to do anything.
I think I pushed past the Dorful and I go, how, what are you, sucking the filigree off the walls? That's pretty desperate.
Okay.
Man, fucking no gold for you.
Baron, as you approach the stone wall in your personage, I will get you to roll me a perception, I would say with advantage. Okay.
Either of those two rolls do.
Well, let's take the 17, shall we? With a 17, you're quite perceptive. You hear two things. First of all, you hear a click, and then a very distant rumbling sound. But then a more prominent crackling sound. You now are very much aware of the sort of a heartbeat sound and the chanting. But you think with your keen ears, despite Dorful prying away the gold, you think you can hear some kind of crackling sound, like an atmosphere, almost like a live electricity. When you've cast your it's not Eldritch Blast, but when you've cast your spell that's like Eldritch Blast, that isn't Eldritch Blast, it crackles a bit like that.
Some sort of possibility. Okay, so I get socks. I do same thing again. But this time he go invisible, then I project him through wall or through door. Which way the door is? I can't quite tell which way the door is.
Okay, so there's a stone door here, stone door here, gold door here.
Okay, easier.
Okay, let me get my reveal thing.
Just quickly, did Isaac ever come back from his front door?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
You having a munch, Isaac?
Like,
Yeah.
maybe he got lost.
Yeah, I came back as Dorful said he was hoovering gold from the wall, and I said, "Good man."
Oh, sorry, I missed that one.
So, as Socks sort of is projected in and out, so he can be thrown technically. Then can he
Nope. I pull him into his dimensional space, and then I can bring him out of my suspension, out of his dimensional space at any distance up to, I don't know, 60 feet, 30 feet, something like that. But and I don't have to see where I put him.
Oh, that's awesome. Like Nightcrawler. Basically, yeah. As you bamf Socks into the main sort of chamber, he sees this setup. I will read you what you see.
Just be aware he projects himself invisible, right? So I was very clear about that.
Yeah, it's not gonna matter because you're confronting a god. So we'll just see how this goes. You are bathed in a blinding, sickly red light as you're faced with a terrifying sight. The head and shoulders of what appears to be a statue of Wet looms above you. As he or she, Socks, cranes their neck, the ceiling is enveloped in darkness and it looms upwards out of sight. The walls are bleeding heavily from the mortar as a chilling energy pulses from them. In the blink of an eye, tendrils of blood coat the walls and ceiling above you, and back down the narrow corridor of which you came. The remaining doors are burst open with these pulsating tendrils, and the basically corridor as far as up as you can see is now sort of filled with this sickly glowing red light. Luckily, none of you are in the room.
Are you saying it's opened?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the door above Telio opens as well?
That's correct, yeah.
Okay.
And obviously these corridor doors are flung open as well. From your vantage point...
I would have stepped up just so I could see through.
Okay, so from your vantage point, so from the vantage point, you actually can see this statue, and Telio, you can also see this statue. So I need both of you to roll me a wisdom save, please.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, who's making a wisdom save?
Both the Baron, because you can see into the room, and Telio.
Oh no.
I'm going to use Favored of the Gods to give myself an extra 2d4.
Oh, Telio.
So I get 17. Favored of Leg, or Papa Legba.
Okay. Telio, you take 2 points of psychic damage as this apparition you see is both terrifying and also magically terrifying as well. But it doesn't cause fear, it just basically damages your brain. You're like, and it almost steals your breath.
Inspiration do anything for that?
You can spend an inspiration to re-roll. Yeah, you can re-roll your 2.
For 2 psychic damage, are you nuts?
Yeah, no. I wasn't sure what the actual inspiration does. So I was like, what does that do actually?
You
Second
get
chance on a roll.
You get second chance, or you can choose to get advantage on a, I think. Well, that's what I've been saying.
Hang on to that.
Okay, there's a little bit more of a text box. In the center of the room, you can see the Master levitating about 5 foot in the air. His grimace, a cruelly gnarled representation of what Rain once knew as his master. Death magic has desiccated his features as he resembles more that of a corpse than of a man. He emanates an aura of malice and hatred. A broken rib cage protrudes outwards, as if horrifically portraying his lack of organs within an exposed and dusty chest cavity. 2 crackling large portals snap with violent energy like mirrors suspended in the air. Throughout the spiraling oval portals, a vision can be seen in either. Roll initiative.
Here we go.
Hang on, but not yet, because I've got to get the thing going.
Oh yeah, get the thing.
Get my thing happening. There we go.
I'm going to
What should we
keep
call it?
keeping my thing.
What are you doing with your thing?
Oh, he's rolled.
He's showing all of us his thing.
Wait.
Oh, my night's getting better.
Guess my night's getting interesting.
I'm not sucking. This is not working.
Laboom.
Remind me who Akano is again. When did he join up?
Last session.
Last session, busted out of a gem, somewhat similar to what Rain did.
Oh, okay, yes.
So we are just about to find out how he goes in combat.
I'm hoping this doesn't
This'll be
show
fun.
everything, but I'm going to try
This is
and...
where we find. Fuck. So this is where we find out Cam made a purely Flavor character.
Yep, 100%.
I rolled a 1, which did not come through for some reason. I haven't linked it properly because I'm on the new laptop. So my D&D balance.
Yeah.
Roll 20, but I rolled a.
Have
1,
you
so
have you
3.
installed Beyond 20 into Roll20? Oh, sorry,
No, I
into,
have not.
because you need the Beyond 20 app in
Your
what's it?
Browser.
In your browser.
Thank you. I was sure I was missing something. Does that work in Firefox? I'm sure
I don't think why not.
Well,
Why would you use fire?
Oh, Marv.
because Chrome is shit.
Yeah, Chrome takes up so much. Is it RAM or CPU? I don't know, but it kills things.
Yeah, it just
Oh.
Thank you.
eats it.
For breakfast.
Beyond 20 is the Chrome extension. I'm sure I've been using it on Firefox when I have the laptop.
You can have a minute to just sort that out while I get my head. Where is?
Cauldron's initiative did not come through, I don't think.
Yeah, so you don't have to wait for me. Like, go for it if you're ready. Just
I kind of am not. I've got to select all these tokens and business and biz.
okay, well, okay.
Find out where his initiative is as well. Okay.
There it is.
Sort these things. What the hell is Large Morg even doing there?
It's chill.
Did you forget to clear the turn order before we all started?
When I looked over, it was clear. But how bizarre! How bizarre!
Wanted to prove you wrong, maybe?
Yeah, I think so. We can get rid of him. I mean, you did a good job. You nuked his ass. And I will sort these into descending. All right, so this isn't very DMPC, but everyone gets to roll me a perception for what else they see in the room, because after all, there is an element of observation and treasure hunting and having your wits about you. So let's do that.
Are we all inside of the statue now?
Yes, most definitely, yeah.
How are
Oh,
you
boy.
rolling with the passive perception? Are we just going, like, it can't go below the passive, or...
Yeah, like, well, just, it's so high, and I've obviously spent a lot to get it where it is, so I'm not going to disregard that. It's everything here is not trying to hide from you, so there's no real test, so you can use your passive perception if you want to.
Sweet, because my actual perception rolls sucked.
Yeah.
But it came through, which is the main thing.
Actually, from where you are, you don't see diddly squat. The only people that would actually see anything is the Baron, Finn, Amarth, Rain, Qualandrin, Arcana. You don't see anything, but Tilio, you do.
Elio sees a lot.
So, Tilio, you see the most. So, it's just that I spent a while writing this as a text box. So, you basically have two incredibly large mirror-like portals in the back here. Which one did you want? You get to look at one and one only. Which one did you want to look at in your glance before shit hits the fan?
I probably from where I'm standing.
The orange one, because...
Yeah, because that's what would be directly in my line of sight.
Actually, no. I'm going to say I'm going to look at the blue one.
Okay, Finn, you're
I'm
looking at the blue
down.
one.
Yes.
Right.
Blue, baby, blue.
Elio's looking at the orange one.
So Telio, you roll the highest, so we can go with you. First of all, you're looking at the blue one, did you say?
Orange one, because that's directly in my line of sight.
Okay. Two large crackling portals snap with a violent energy like mirrors suspended in the air. Throughout the spiraling oval portals, a vision can be seen in either. Through the one that you're looking at, Telio, A sea of jackal teeth, fur, and claws scrape hungrily at the invisible barrier that appears to hold them back. At least for one moment, I'll get you to roll me intelligence with advantage because everyone's going to see this.
A check or a save?
It's a check.
Is it arcane now or just intelligence?
It is Arcana, yeah. So you, from where you are, what was your perception, Rain?
Oh, it was quite high.
Okay, cool. You can roll me Arcana as well because that is your bag.
Yeah, we got 19 and 17, the two wizards. For perception.
So those of you who are looking at the orange portal, this is what you see collectively as a hive mind. When you look at it, you see all the claws and the fangs of all these jackal wares that are sort of almost, you can't see where they're being held. It's like some kind of portal. There's just claws and fury behind this orange portal. You get the impression that it finally sort of strikes you that perhaps the children of Wetwawet are created out of jackal wares somehow. And that they're sort of ready to burst. It's like an army of jackal wares behind the portal. I would say, let's see, who's closest to Telio. You see the statue of Wetwawet is not a statue, but seems to be breathing as it displaces dust under its mouth. Wet canine fangs shine like razor blades as it grimaces menacingly and cranes its eyes eerily to glare at Rain. And I guess, again, because enough of you are looking, between you, you see a crystal glowing on the altar, which I will ping here. It seems to be linked to both the portals. Who rolled the highest perception out of...
I got 19.
19.
Got 23 for
Oh,
perception.
Kilio.
Oh, wow. Wow, you guys are like dice psychos. So you both easily see the crystal is glowing on the altar. It seems to be linked to both the portals. Inside, there is a agonized silhouette of a small female within the gemstone. Okay, for those of you who are looking at number 2, which was going to be Finn, was it? And the
That's
Baron?
correct.
Yep, sure.
So Baron got he got a 16. Finn, what did you get for your perception?
16.
16, all right, it's pretty good. So through this portal, you see what appears to be a mysterious land that is in the center of the portal. It appears to be a world currently at peace. It's nighttime. It's raining heavily as monstrous buildings reflect a barrage of flashing neon lights of all colors. The faint sound of electrified music can be heard. Strange, balloonless airships trace through the skies at speed, and you can either roll me history or arcana.
Jeez.
409.
I guess I'll roll a history. 19. Oh gosh, now I roll well.
Wow.
That can't be our world. That's not at peace.
This is what you see. Although neither of you have, in your research, come across descriptions of something like this.
Jeez.
You get the impression, given the multitude of jackal wares that are hidden behind this portal, that perhaps this is some kind of offering or worse, some kind of blessing on behalf of Wetwawet. And possibly, given these two portals, perhaps he intends to make some kind of army. The numbers are baffling. The amount of angry jackal wares are like nothing you've ever seen. Almost like the infinite troops of hell. and they seem more like a formidable number that could not only like decimate the world you're in, but any other world as a continual sort of churning army. And yeah, so that will bring us to the turn order. Akano, what would you like to do?
All right. He's not super clued up on the master and or what's going on or the purpose of the gem, but he's gonna probably read what's going on with the rest of the group and realize that shit's going down. Just really glad that that's a large statue and not actually a large deity of some kind. Okay, so he's going to crane over. I'm imagining that this up here, higher ground. Would that be right from this kind of spot here?
That's correct, yeah. It's like up halfway. It's a good maybe 15, 20 foot off the ground.
Okay, that's a good spot. So he's going to kind of walk around and kind of come up the stairs and kind of hearing the crackling energy and everything that's going on. He's just going to start summoning some of the stuff that he's capable of. He's two kind of blue jade bracelets just start kind of igniting with like a almost bioluminescent blue energy as he pops on up. And maybe just kind of come in right next to Telia, right on the kind of cusp of what's going on there. And view, like, you can see the master is there. This is going to be interesting. All right, I think he's just going to lay into him. Look at Telio as anything that you know about this one, if he should no longer exist.
I haven't been awake very long, but in that time, this guy, I believe this is the guy that salted our ears about however long ago. I can't remember how long ago.
It would be like an hour ago.
Yeah, like an hour ago.
Not 2 months ago.
Arson probably should not be around.
Think we've been asleep long enough. Time for some payback. All right. So he's going to... What's he going to start with? He's going to start with kind of holding his hands out in front of him, and the two kind of bracelets kind of intensifying with their bioluminescent glow, and he's going to let loose a duo of Eldritch Blast. Let's see how this goes.
Ooh.
Not bad. Oh, and the second one's a crit.
Far out. Yeah, they both hit.
Okay, bear with me because this, for some reason, has not given me the ability to roll a crit. So I'm just going to roll 2d10. Okay, so that is... What's his modifier? It is 4. Okay, so it's 15 all up for the crit. And for the normal one, let's just go with that one. Hang on, I'll use the other one. So one is 15 and one is 7. But both of the hits push him back 10 feet. But there's also Lance of Lethargy at play here as well. So as the two shots kind of hammer into the master, you see the kind of bioluminescent energy just kind of ripple through him. And he's also going to feel that if he tries to move, that he's going to have, well, now 20 feet less movement to kind of move on until the next round, or the next turn. And I'm also going to pop my Tentacle of the Deep right next to him if I could grab that.
Yep. Here is Tentacle. How big is it going to be? Ah, there you go.
Just be A 5. Just pop it anywhere next to him and I'll roll for its attack. Which is a 19.
19 will hit.
Damn, will that let me do damage? Hang on. Okay, so that's another 7 points of damage on top of it as he kind of reaches out and creates this kind of spectral tentacle that rises up out of the floor and just kind of whips out and smacks into the master. Has the same effect as Lance of Lethargy. So the master is now going to be at minus 30 feet for his movement as he gets barraged with essentially seems like a bunch of paralyzing stuff that's just laying into him. Not a heck of a lot of damage, but it's making it hard for him to move.
Okay. And what is that? Sorry, is that magical or is that non-magical?
It's 7 cold damage for the tentacle.
Okay, yeah, that seems to really tickle him up, and he doesn't seem to enjoy that all that much. I'm just looking at images. Yeah, okay. And what was the other damage? Was that force?
That was force, yes.
Magical
correct.
force. And how much was that? Sorry, I was just...
that was 15 plus 7.
Right. Okay, he just looks... I mean, you really slapped him around with your fishy tentacle and with your calamari of death. And
like spiritual calamari.
And yeah, he just... he was going to sort of smugly look at Rain, but you've definitely caught his attention.
I should probably slip a little bit back with my movement too.
Taylor's just seen you come in, slap this guy around, and walk away, and left him in the middle of everything.
Little tap on the
Wait,
shoulder.
hang on.
Your turn, man. Go for it.
So I'm just reading it because he is in the. Here we are. Da, 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 da. Oh. Okay, nice. I'm just familiarizing myself with him because it's been many months. Okay, nice one. So yeah, you actually really slapped him about. It seems like all your magical attacks that you did and the magical effects that you've done definitely hit home. That brings us to the master. He is not a happy man about this. He basically... wrong page. Having seen that you've pulled out the way, his gaze turns to Rain. And he has a text bar. And he says to you... like he didn't like cry out in pain when you got him. He just looks antagonized. He says, and I won't do the voice because I don't have the thing. He says, I see you have brought all the lambs to the slaughter, Rain of Am. What a dutiful progeny you are. One last time, I beseech you to join me at my side so we can strip worlds and universes of life and knowledge. A small onyx orb leaves the palm of his hand and starts to cross the room. This small iron of power kind of travels across the room and hovers at your by your forehead. And he says, I have seen so much through Wetwabet's eyes. Take this small ion of power that has so graciously been bestowed upon you. And he sort of gestures for you to interact with the small orb.
Oh. He looks hesitant, but then has he seen these? Have we seen these orbs before? Were they the ones like similar to any of the crystal balls that we've seen before, or?
No, this is something entirely new, and you can only go by what he's saying. It seems to be a almost like a concentration of holy dark energy. You don't get a sense of dread or harm from it. But yeah, he's sort of kind of just in the brief sort of time he looks to see if you touch it or put it to your head or shy out the way or cry never or he awaits your reaction.
I turn my back to him so he can't see my face, and I whisper to Qualendrin and go and say, if he tries to take me over, do whatever it takes to shatter the stone. But then he'll turn around and he will, in fact, grab the stone and seize it.
Okay. As you grab it, the moment you open your hand, it's no longer there. You just see a small sort of dark patch on your palm, because this thing's about maybe 40 mil wide, like a bit bigger than a big marble, and it's just vanished, and it's just left a dark patch in the center of your palm. You don't feel any different.
Okay.
So that's his. Let's say it's his turn, because I love you guys. So
He's going to be terrible. There's so much nasty stuff.
Yeah,
We rest at any point?
You had a short rest a little while ago, but no, you didn't. And, well, I can't say.
So much.
You all decided to just take short rests, even in that room. Such a shame.
I swear we had a long rest, but we just...
You sound so disappointed.
Yeah, I swear we had a long rest because my hit points were back at full.
You can get your hit points back with a short rest.
Yeah.
It's more spell
but I
slots.
Yeah.
I haven't used any hit die.
Okay, so Baron turn.
It is.
Alright, he steps in there. He drops the hex on the master. Disadvantage to strength-based checks. No, in the dex-based checks. And then he gives him an Eldritch Blast. Or, can't find it, whatever the name of the Eldritch Blast is. Viper's Blast.
Viper's Blast. Okay, go for it.
And because 19.
19 hits.
I assume 10 misses.
10 misses.
Alright, with the 19 as well, there's an extra 1 point of necrotic damage. And he gets blasted 10 foot back. Maybe into portal.
The portal bounces him back as though he has control over whether it's solid or not. So...
Okay. And I move Socks over here. Invisible. He's immune to fire.
Okay. That was 10 force damage, wasn't it?
Indeed.
And was it he now has disadvantage against dex saves?
Checks. So like acrobatics.
It's just checks. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, that's great. That's a nice bit of attacking. Rain, that brings us to your turn.
Do we have many melee combatants in this party?
Nope, not anymore.
Yes.
I mean, I
can melee.
I'm not good at it.
Yeah, no, we don't.
So the party is essentially a ranged party.
Ilio is melee only.
Okay, alright then. Rain will sort of look at the spot on his hand, like disturbed, not expecting that would happen. But then he turns to the master and says, Master, you've clearly achieved everything you've sought out to gain. You have immortality and deep knowledge of the arcane. Is all of this really necessary? The kidnapping, the murder,
He says,
gone too far.
He says it is all necessary. The hunger of Wet Will Wet is eternal, and if we want eternal life, then there must be an eternity of souls in which to appease him. It is at that point that you hear a low, thunderous rumble as the eyes of Wet roil with a green glow. And what you thought was a statue begins to sneer and glare towards you, Rain. I'll get you to make me a wisdom save, please.
Ooh. So just quickly, if Rain is making a save and shooting stuff through, is this door open here?
Yes, they were flung open.
Okay, yep.
Okay. Let's see. The gaze of Wet strikes you deep into your soul, and he reads you, and he reads your intent, and you feel a necrotic clutch around your heart as you take 5 necrotic damage.
Yeah, you gasp.
And then, obviously, sorry, now it's the rest of your turn.
Oh, no problem. So he gets to still take an action.
Yeah, he does. He's basically a god, but he just goes on the turn. It was just a surprise.
Okay. In that case, Rain will cast his own magic. His hands will glow with green fire, and he goes, "You are not the only one who has learned much since then. I will cast Sickening Radiance, essentially filling the room with the statue and the master and the portals."
Okay, is that the room that the Baron is in?
Yes, but I can nominate to not attack allies. It's a 30-foot radius sphere, so bloody hell.
Oh, well.
I will put the center of it basically near like the gem altar, so that it just kind of fills this room.
And can you just display or tell me what that does?
Sure. Yes, so it is a... Oh, let's see if I display. Yeah, it's a huge sphere of light. At the start of their turn, they make con saves or take 40-10 radiant damage and a level of exhaustion, but if they pass, they take nothing.
Constitution
It is
save.
an epic spell. That's beautiful.
That is really cool. And what is it? Radiant?
Yes.
Okay, he fails.
Oh, so it would be at the start of his turn, but we'll keep that in mind.
Okay, cool. You do notice, however, that the effigy or the flesh puppet or avatar, whatever you want to call it, of Wet is completely and utterly unperturbed by this.
And then Qualendrin will go next.
Very well, let's just...
Oh, because she goes on my turn.
Yeah.
So. Oh god. She is going to cast Slow on the master.
Okay.
She has to make a DC 15 Wisdom save.
Sorry.
I have just read that he has magic resistance. I'll let you into that little secret. So that was dumb of me. So that's an 18.
Oh yes, that is a pass, unless anyone can reduce that.
So what are you after?
Am I technically in eyeshot? That's my question.
Of the master?
Yeah.
You got a straight line to, like, yeah, no stopping.
If you
You got a
crouch,
straight line through here, but Just depends
Might
on
be
that
on a bit of a
statue.
decline there because I'm kind of going down the stairs.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, what was cast? Please repeat.
You're just peeking up around the corner.
I've cast slow, linked it in chat.
And okay, I don't understand what you're asking. Anyways,
Well,
Can anyone reduce his successful wisdom save? Was what I was asking for.
If I can see him, I can drop silvery barbs.
Ooh, that'll do it.
I would
And
say.
you thought they had to make an attack on to rhubarbs, and then you can hit them.
I would say, Cam, that you probably can't because you're at a
Yeah,
lower tier.
I'd say so.
Telio's in the way. It's a narrow gap, and the master isn't quite as high as Telio. He's only hovering 5 foot, or was.
Out of interest, are there any other opponents in the room there? Because Slow can get up to 6 creatures.
No, there's not. There's just this statuesque, breathing, evil-looking creature in the center of the room, and there's the master.
She'll try to hit this creature as well, but it probably isn't.
3 chunky looking boys just sitting back here.
Okay, so she's going to try and hit the wet creature. Okay, make those rolls.
He has to make a wisdom save.
He chooses not to.
Oh, his legendary resistance. Okay.
Okay, that brings us to Finn. Unless is there anything else you'd like to say or do, Rain?
No, that's all good.
Finn, your turn.
okay. So for clarification, so it's just these in normal sized blocks. So ignore the other little tile patterns.
Yeah, it's
1, 2, 3, 4. Part of me, I can't really reach that, can I?
I'll just get my measuring tool.
No, I'm 5 foot short.
Yeah.
Not without a dash.
Okay. So, all right. Nope, that'll work. So I would like to move and dash because I would like to. Oh wait, would it be an additional action to then pick up the jewel?
You can try and pick it up. Certainly.
Try and pick it up.
But you got to get there first.
Okay. Jesus, you are an evil demon. Can't remember how to do this now. So I did. So I'm moving the 20 foot forward. And then it's like 1, 2. So it's technically just out of arm's reach there.
Yeah.
So I then would like to, I guess, dash to move forward to. Then can I attempt to grab it?
Certainly. So as you move within 5 feet of the statue, or let's call him the effigy of
They're
Wetwillet.
back there.
Yeah. As you come into very close quarters, I'll need you to make me a what is it now? It's going to be a Constitution saving throw for me, please. Because I did
Okay.
mention that his eyes were glowing green.
You did mention.
But I mean, that doesn't come into play, but
17.
17, yeah. You sort of wave your hand through some sort of greenish fog. Hold your breath, and for now you seem to be fine as you make your way past him. You get to the gemstone, and It's sort of hovering there. It's not really moving. The master kind of leers at you and sort of sneers. As you reach out for the gemstone, I'll get you to make me a dexterity saving throw, please. Okay, so unfortunately that is a fail. As you lay a finger on the gem that's floating there, you are thrown back 10 foot from it, and you will take 2 force damage.
Okay. Can't pick gem up. Got it.
Well, you can. It just hurts.
It was a good idea.
At this point, anyway. So, is there anything else you'd like to do, Finn? By the way, as you're so close, as you're close to the portal, you notice that a couple of the jackal wares are starting to sort of break away from the main throng and start looking at you and start clawing and scratching and like reaching out. The sort of muscles and veins and fur, and saliva, just looks ravenous. It's quite unnerving. The whole thing is quite unnerving, really. But okay,
Oh, lovely. I will bardic inspiration. Then I've got yelling back to Dorful, who was behind me before.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm assuming you can hear me and be like, and I'll tell you about the gem that I've seen the person in it. And be like, do what you can. So you're getting a 1d6 inspiration die, which you used for ability check, attack roll, saving throw. And it can be added after seeing the roll, but not before knowing the outcome. Got it?
Good.
I'm done.
okay, great. That brings us to Dorful.
It doesn't. My roll was in there wrong. I rolled a 3, not a 13.
Okay, cool. That brings us to Amarth, or as they say in America, Amarth.
No.
Before you start, I think Isaac, you need to draw your sickening radiance.
Oh, sure.
It could be bad for certain people if they stop in the wrong spot.
Well, I'm evoker, so it doesn't matter. My spell won't damage you.
Is it a evocation spell?
It is.
Cool.
That's really cool.
Yeah, that's handy.
Oh yes, it was. I took the spell very purposely.
Okay, so that does
But
bring
yeah,
us.
it's 30-foot radius, so it will fill it everywhere. It's huge.
Did you want to
The
drop
master
it?
failed. The master failed the first one, right?
Yeah, on his turn he will take the damage. Yeah.
Okay.
So Martha's really going to step up to the plate now. When I work out what she can do, I think she's quite melee from memory, but she's going
Yeah.
to come in with some spells. She's going to chuck a. No, she's going to just go rushing in into battle as far as she can. 2 windows at the same thing is difficult to. So she can go. Maybe to there. Having seen the aura, she'll just make it. Let's say to there. She's next to the Baron. As she runs past, she has a text box.
Good
you hear-
idea. Stand right next to me so that he can target both of us. Good idea.
She just wants to be with her friends. I think she's pretty nifty with a rapier, so she's gonna try and protect the spellcasters and her friends. Here she says, she sort of passes you. She says, I've been there. She goes, if I'm not wrong, she says, that looks like Earth around 2077. Unless I'm mistaken. The ramen there is to die for. This is while she's running past you. She goes, okay, not relevant, I know. Time moves differently between our worlds and theirs. A year there is a day here. I don't like where this is heading. Generally, Earthlings are good people, except for maybe the vampires, and some orcs. And that's what she sort of says. And obviously, she hasn't quite made it to the Master, so that's her turn. And that brings us to Tilio. What would you like to do, Tilio? You're in a good vantage point there.
So, because I've gone up the stairs, how high up are we?
You're about, you're standing about, say, 25 foot up because your feet... the walkway up is about 15 foot high. So it's a little ledge about 15 foot high. So then it's your height on top of that. So the average door is, say, 8 foot or whatever. So let's round up to 10 foot. So you're standing about 20 foot in the air.
Yeah, okay.
By the way, I will point out that you are almost still under the height of this central figure. He's pretty dominant, pretty looming.
Yeah. There's no walkway in front of me that I can walk along or run along.
It's
up this height. I have to jump down.
It's just a drop down, yeah. Let me ping them for you. There are these altars, like sarcophagus, which you could try springing down onto, which would obviously be, they're about 5 foot high, which would take some of the fall.
This here?
This here is just like a decorative kind of stone tablet, which again just has lots of hieroglyphs, very similar to what the Baron is standing next to. They look like parchment. You know, they're cut in the shape of parchment, not books. Mm-hmm. But they're stonework.
Oh god. I literally can only sound. Yeah, I'm gonna try and drop down to about here.
Okay.
Do I need to do anything?
No, because it's only really 15 foot. I'd say, yeah, as you... Well, no, because look, the Baron's dropped down and I missed it, so it's only fair that I missed it as well. It's only 10 foot. Like, you could jump down 10 foot, unless you're, like, got weak knees, I think you'll make it. So, because I overlooked the Baron coming down that way, you can just drop down.
Okay, I haven't fixed my roguish archetype yet, so I still have it on the old one that I didn't like. I'm just gonna pull my short bow out, and actually I could have probably stayed up there and done that. I forgot I had it. Yeah, sorry. I'm gonna fix that. I'm gonna I'll stay up there.
Okay. Time machine.
Take my short bow out and take a shot at the Master, which doesn't hit.
So your first attack with a short bow doesn't hit. Do you get 2 attacks per round?
No.
Okay.
What are you?
I'm a rogue.
Oh, yeah, you suck. I mean, yeah. There is a rogue ability which says if you stand exactly where you are, you can get advantage in your attack roll, but your speed has become 0.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't. That's not on mine. I was meant to fix my archetype because I didn't like it when I first took it, and I haven't fixed it yet.
It's available to all rogues.
Yeah, it's a class feature. if you're declaring that you're doing that, I think it's called a steady shot. If you want to do a steady shot, then I'll let you make another roll because you'll have advantage.
I'll fix your
No,
character.
okay, just leave it like that for now. I'm gonna go in and fix.
Where is your character?
Okay, great stuff. And propping up the rest, we have, unless there's anything else you'd like to do there, Jess, we have Dorful.
No, that's it.
Wunderbar, wunderbar. Dorful, what would you like to do? You're currently got a handful of gold and a chisel in your hand. All this shit has gone south. You can't really see what's happening, but you've just seen Rain look a bit panicked and Akano run around a bit. And the Baron's gone out of sight and the doors you heard fling open. What would you like to do?
I'm pretty busy here. I'm pretty sure.
Busy farming gold.
God, they're adults. But alright, it does sound like they need help. So I guess. What have we seen the statue doing so far? Besides the eyes glowing and causing a bit of.
Well, a couple of.
Get too close.
Not that you can really see anything from there. So,
Good point.
during the storyline, I can say that most people have noticed that this seems to be some kind of almost living, breathing entity because it sneers, it breathes, and it sort of looks around. The eyes are kind of emanating a dense green, choking-looking fog. It seems to be sort of looming around about 5 foot around the creature. And the master has just been, he's a master blaster. He's been blasted up against the wall by Akano and friends.
All right, it sounds like they've got him under control. I'm going to move out here. I'm going to summon my Force Ballista, and I'm just going to take a shot straight at the skull of the statue.
Hey.
And I'm going to summon it. Oh, it's a terrible color. Let me find a different one. I really need to give you a token to use for that one.
Yeah, I'm trying to find something that's any good.
I had the Mr. Rossetti that Lucho used to use, but we lost the token. Cool.
Oh.
So I'll summon that Force Ballista here, straight in the center, and just straight shot right at the skull of the statue.
Okay, roll it up.
Spell attack. This is a 23 hit. A stationary object.
It does, yep. So 23 hits.
Fantastic. So that's. Where's it gone? Pretty sure it's 2d8 force. Let me just check. It is. Why isn't it letting me roll 2 of them? There we go. Sweet. 10 force to the skull of the statue.
Okay. The force slams into the I had the word earlier on, but it slams into the creature in the center of the room, the wet looking creature, and you think you just see the corners of its mouth just curl up and show its fangs just a little bit more.
That's terrifying. I'm gonna move back out here.
Back to the gold.
And you know, if this can move 15 feet too, I'm gonna take it with me. That's my turn.
Okay. Arcano.
All right. With Telio taking the point there, Akano's going to kind of scoot down 20 to kind of do the same sort of thing as Dorfel was doing. But I'm going to try something out. I'm going to use my Spiritual Calamari to scoot up. Oh, hang on.
Okay.
Oh, I can't grab my Spiritual Calamari, but if you want to move it just next to the gem, I want to try and smack the gem off the altar towards Finn.
I will just make it so you can. Let me save that. Yeah, I should have control now.
There we go. So yeah, I just want to aim to try and whack the gem towards Finn.
Land badly.
Okay, nice. It's a stationary object, so we can. It's. Yeah, look, it's a stationary object. I'm not going to throw DC in there. Basically, you get to hit it, and are you doing like force damage to it, or?
That is cold damage for Calamari.
Callum Murray.
Oh, very.
Okay, so what I will have to do here is, I guess, a dexterity from the tentacle to make sure it doesn't knock it, like, not that it has elbows even, but you know what I mean, to make sure that it does an accurate knock. So yes, you definitely hit, but I want to make sure you get it where you've intended.
Right. Doesn't really have... I'll just roll an attack for it because it's pretty much all it's got.
Oh, yeah, cool.
Okay, it's a 17.
Oh,
That's not
absolutely.
bad.
Yeah, you hit it bang on. It lands right at Finn's feet.
Woohoo! Okay, well, that worked. That's one part of it. Now, from my vantage point, I'm imagining that the massive effigy of Whipplewet is kind of blocking my ability to see the master. I probably don't have eyes on him.
From where you are, he's like the thick of it, as it were. So you need to take a corner, especially now the master is down and he's not levitating. He, at your vantage point, is not visible.
Gotcha. All right. Akano will just smile over to Dorfel. Time to piss off a god. And I'm going to let off 2 Eldritch Blasters towards it.
Okay, far away.
That's 124.
The hits.
Crit City.
And it's a hit.
Nice.
Wow.
Let's see if I can piss off a god. Here we go. Okay, so it's a 14 and a 15, all up. Force damage as the bioluminescent bolts just managed to slam into the skull. And he's going to do what Dorfel did and creep back a bit.
Yeah, get out of that direct line of fire. It's probably a good idea.
You see
Drafting cover.
very little reaction from the creature in the center of the room. Although its gaze does turn towards you.
I think you're short. Oh, never mind. Don't worry about me. Continue.
Oh, that's me.
Okay. It's the master's turn.
He takes his damage now.
Takes his damage, okay. And how much is that?
22 radiant damage and
Nice.
one level of exhaustion. But if he's undead, he may just be immune to exhaustion. But there you go.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to be that exhausted, but the radiant damage has tickled him up a little bit. Yeah, he kind of reels and takes. I think, is he down? He wasn't knocked down. He was just knocked back, wasn't he?
Yeah, he took a good couple of Eldritch Blasters with Repel. So yeah, he was very pushed back.
Yeah. So what I'm going to say is, whilst he wasn't down and doesn't need to get up, he was levitating 5 foot, so he was on the ground. So he's not down. So he begins to levitate up. And probably that's with his movement degradation, that's all he can really do. He looks at Finn, he looks at the Baron, and he can't quite make out. Oh no, and he sees Telio. And he isn't very comfortable with Finn being so close to him. Oh no, actually no, it was the Baron, and it was right. So he looks at the Baron. I'll get my shit together. Hang on. And he is going to cast Hold Person upon you. So let me just read this. One action. You need to make a Wisdom save, please.
Okay. I get advantage against those spells.
Yep.
I can't tell what it is. I've got on the wrong sheet. Ah! Where are you?
It's a 13.
Hold on, I'll go make another one. I've lost, like, the game. Hold a sec. Alright, found the game.
No, you lost the game.
Come on.
Oh, rats.
Alright, here we go. Next one. How about that?
Yep. You pass.
I give him the finger.
He does not seem to be perturbed. This is such a deliciously evil construct of absolute pure malice that the finger only really just, I guess, arouses him somewhat.
Give him 2 fingers then.
Oh dear, now you're really talking. Hey,
Now it's
dear.
time for dinner.
There's a lot of fingering happening, okay?
Yeah, you gotta slow down. I think he's just enjoying it.
Here's a box of KFC. There you go.
Be gentle.
I'm just gonna, I'm probably the worst DM because I'm just learning as I go. Does this guy have 2 attacks? Probably.
Almost nothing can cast 2 spells at once.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's his turn. Yeah, so he has tried and he has failed. Munching up a spell slot. That would be his turn. Now, Baron.
Yep, sorry. I can look through my 6 million spells that I have.
It made me hate you.
Quadrillion.
Alright,
I don't have any spell slots, so I'm good. Do we
alright.
have that rest?
So, I will continue to Eldritch Blast, see how we go. Or
Okay.
Vampire Blast. I'm a class 17.
Is a hit.
Oh, that's pretty shit damage. Alright, take 5 points of first damage and... additional 3 points in necrotic. And then we do this again. Second bolt. I'm a class 18 for 12 points of damage.
Is a hit.
And...
don't worry about the necrotic.
No, I want to worry. Okay, fine. No necrotic, fine. Alright, then...
Okay, he's
I go
starting to look a little worse for wear.
I go to quicken another Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
You lost faith with Papa Legba. Time to pay. Oh, I guess that misses. Alright,
11 does miss.
alright, next attack.
That 14 misses.
Well, that is it. We're in, let's see, we got the math. Ah, screw it. I don't care about your poison. It means nothing to me. I go stand here.
Okay, I need you to make... actually, I'm pretty sure you auntie have resistance to poison.
No, I'm immune to poison. And the poison condition.
That's right.
I was born in poison. I was made by poison.
I am the poison.
My mother spit poison into my breakfast every day.
Has the Baron always been a Yuan-Ti?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I just keep thinking of him as like the villain from, the Disney movie.
Who is it?
Frog Prince?
Yeah.
Or whatever it is.
Yep.
But yeah, no, I think that too.
Yeah, that's fair.
I keep forgetting he's a oh wow, okay. That was
He's more like the villain from the James Bond movie.
yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, it absolutely makes sense that he's the one because he has a snake familiar. I get that.
Okay, good work. So you've moved and you've hit. And that brings us to Rain. You have tunnel vision, somewhat blocked now by Wet. Is effigy. What would you like to do?
I shall. God, there's really. I should have checked this sooner. Where's this item? No, there's really nothing much I can do. Has Darren got hold of the gem or not yet? Oh, what happened? to the gem?
It's on the floor at Finn's
Front
feet.
of Finn.
Yeah, that's not ideal. I will advance forward. 10, 15, 20. I will come over here. Like,
Sorry.
can I just...
Where is the gem? Because that's where the Baron was going to.
I knew this would
It's in
come up.
front of
Give me a
Finn.
second. Yeah,
Are we like
so Finn's
do the
feet.
ability to move it?
Yeah, just give me a sec. I'll make one. Oh yeah, no, I can probably find you that actual one. Actually, let me just type in gem.
Or
Alright,
do you want
'cause
just to
that's
draw
where-
a little red circle.
Yeah, I was a draw circle, but I'm saying that's where I would have moved to. I would have moved up to an empty dais. So I'm going to put my stuff here if you don't mind. Because that's where I would have gone.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, did you just move closer to me?
No, I moved closer to Gem. You got in way. Oh wait, is Gem over there? I'm
Oh, that's
confused.
fine. Like, if you're gonna. Oh, wait. Are you staying where you are now, or like back over here? Why
Oh,
are the
there.
gems floating?
Stop moving, Gem.
Someone cast Dancing Gem.
Okay, so get rid of the circles. Ignore the fact that there is a gem embedded on the altar. You can control that gem. It's like a Super Bowl. But it's on the
Wait,
floor.
we can all control it?
Well, anyone that wants to interact with it can interact with it.
As an action, I will cast Firebolt for a 19 to hit the master.
Good choice.
Okay, 19 does hit. Oh, actually,
You get a shield.
Is
See
it
there,
just
look, no
does it
gem.
just hit 19?
Yeah, if it meets the AC, it beats it.
The master has advantage. Oh, he has to roll. Sorry, does he?
No, Firebolt, 19 to hit.
Oh, okay, I'm just trying to get my head around what this magic resistance malarkey is about. Then.
Magic resistance just means he has advantage on all saves.
Ah, right, cool. Okay, so yeah, that if it's a 19 hits, and he is engulfed in
A whopping 5 fire damage. But can Qualendrin see him at all?
Those doors are open, so that should be
not
like a
from there.
straight shot.
There's a big giant god effigy in the way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
okay.
right.
What you
you
do
kill-
notice, Rain, is that he really roils back from the fire damage that you did on him.
He sees that and goes, Qualendrin, do you have Fireball? And then she turns and says, no, and then casts Lightning Bolt.
Okay.
So she will lightning bolt through the statue as well, so it also will take lightning damage.
Very well. So what does he have to make? What roll does he have to make there?
A DC 15 dexterity save.
That'll more than likely. So that hits.
Oh, look at that.
Very nice. That's a whopping 8d6 coming his way.
Oh.
There's what you get. Level 3 spells getting thrown around. Oh, I see a 1. Okay, let's see. Big number. God, this last die is just rolling across the entire screen. It's taking its sweet time. There we go. Wow. 31 lightning damage.
Tidy.
Oh, yeah.
To Whippoorwet and the Master, assuming it takes lightning damage.
It really doesn't seem to perturb the effigy all that much. What's
Does
that,
it take any
31?
damage?
None that you can see. Nothing physical.
And that's our turn. And then I guess, yeah. So yeah, the Master would have started this turn in the radiant damage, so he's already taken that. So then start of his turn coming up, he'll just have to make the save again.
Okay. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
No, that is our movement and our actions. But,
Finn, that brings us to you. You are currently playing football, soccer with the gemstone. It's not touching you, and yeah, you're closest to the Master right now. What would you like to do?
Oh. I want to basically scoop it up into my bag of holding. Which is, would technically be not touching it. Because it's a scoop.
Okay. You're gonna
Roll
need.
scoop damage.
Yeah. Well, you're gonna need to.
Other dimensional portal into alcohol.
Like, is it floating? Because at that point that makes sense. But if it's sitting somewhere, meh.
It's
You've
on the
never
ground.
like shuffled. If you've never like shuffled something under there in order to like to just. You guys are weird.
Yeah, but, like, have you touched it when you shuffled it under there?
But also,
If it's
No.
floating and you can like snatch it through the air, then
gem considered a
Oh
dimensional
my god.
portal?
The gem is looks like a physical stone. The bag is a it's a interdimensional, like where you put your familiars. So it's a different.
Yeah, no, I was just having the horrifying thought that I wasn't sure how these gems work, and I was just like, you're putting one dimension portal into another.
Yeah. How does that all happen?
I was just like,
In a portal. Yeah.
sorry, I was just
Universe,
wasn't sure
whoopsie.
how these gems work. I was just like, wait, hang on.
Next time I see you, Zol, I'm going to demonstrate how you pick something off of the ground with a piece of clothing.
Oh, I know, it's fine.
Um,
Boys don't.
Why do females know?
Hannah, do we get to pick the piece of clothing?
yes, we do.
Pick him up with my jocks.
All right,
so
it's
Yeah,
a deal,
okay.
Hannah. We'll pick the item. We'll pick the clothing. You can pick the item.
I think
Yeah,
you use a
no,
tea towel more so,
no,
but
no,
anyways.
Wait, you're fine. We pick the item. It's Camp's jocks.
Hannah, I'll
And
get
he's
you to.
You gotta
No.
pull
We
it
have
off
to-
And he's wearing it
anyway.
And he's wearing it at the same time.
Yeah.
Oh.
I hope you've been working out. Because I'm heavy now.
Well, that makes
Oh my
it easier for Hannah. She's got more material to work with.
Extra scoop.
Like, just had a little bit of extra flex.
They come with all the extra goodies. Shut up, Jeff.
I wouldn't call these goodies.
Wow.
Fucking. You made up it, damn.
Can anybody else see Hannah like blushing, like she's gone super red? I know I can.
I can feel it from here.
All got great imaginations.
Sorry, what? No smart retort?
I would like to use the bag to scoop the gem into, or you can even say use it like you would a tea towel picking up a hot thing out of a stove, sort of thing. I'm going to
Or
use
like
A dog bag picking up a dog shit.
Yes, sure, like dog shit. I'm somehow going to turn the bag inside out.
Did
Well,
we
no,
not
no,
have
no.
asked her how she actually went back to play D&D?
Teabag the gem.
Okay, I will get
I just didn't want to touch it with my hands.
I'll get you to roll me an intelligence check, so you can roll Arcana for me.
Sure.
This is a free action. Yeah, everything seems fine. I'll get you to roll a dexterity for scooping it up, please.
Straight dexterity.
Do you need
Yes,
sleight of
please.
hand?
Yes, sleight of hand, whatever works for you.
This probably is the time to actually sleight of hand.
17.
Nice.
Okay. The master not having time to react to what you're doing, you just see him slowly put a hand out as if to stop you as the gem begins to become enveloped in another dimension. This is the gem, right? I'm going to have a bit Ricky Gervais. This is the gem that may or may not have been holding closed these portals, gets absorbed into the bag of holding, thus no longer being on the same realm as where you
Was
are.
holding them closed?
But you didn't know that. But I did point out that the gem had a connection to each of the portals. But we're going with this because it's fine, because it's 10 o'clock. It's 10:30. How do I even begin this? Okay, so I didn't expect this to happen. Kind of maybe this way. As the gem disappears, fucking reality as you know it begins to get warped and distorted. As you look around, light begins to turn to sand. The things you're looking at just begin to disappear and dissolve in on themselves as the particles and the atoms just kind of collapse in on themselves. Everyone in the room is experiencing this. You feel like a sucking of wind, a sucking of air, as these portals seem to now sort of expand and grow and almost like bandy for strength in their instability. I'll get everyone to make me a strength check, please.
Oh crap!
Oh,
Then
no.
I'll snap these fingers.
Like, what did we do wrong that the fucking world went to shit?
Oh god.
Well,
my
apparently
God,
I
that-
tried to rescue what I thought was a soul gem with the wife of the Raj Bataj inside of it.
I mean, that was the logical thing to assume and to do. Can't blame you.
Yeah.
Any of us would have done the same.
Yeah, well, the rest of us sit back.
Okay. So, or pretty much, it's pretty much everyone fails apart from Finn. Finn, you're the last to remain standing on your feet as
Wait,
the.
what did Finn get? 18. I'll use a flash of genius on myself too. Oh, rock for an 18.
For an 18, okay. So, this, like, what's the word? Interdimensional event basically starts Finn is like the center of this interdimensional event. The portals begin to just basically draw you towards them. Light and everything gets basically sucked out of the room. Smells get sucked out of the room. This is no longer just anything physical or tactile. You almost become stripped to your souls. And Finn, you get to see all of your friends, the wet, everyone just being like condensed, and the light that they emanate being bent and pulled into this dimensional portal that's kind of warped and shaking violently. Both Finn and Dorful are the last to see this, as you manage to stand on your feet for the longest. And that's what happens. I think that's a good point to end it. In complete darkness.
Like, that's such a
Until next session.
One of those portals. I was going to make a break for it. It's like, oh, this world's fucked. We're out.
I mean, you're not dead. But, you know...
Positive.
She broke the world.
You really did break the world. Like, I didn't even think about this, but I have to go from what I had planned in my head, and it couldn't be better.
Guys, I think Hannah gets the award. I broke the world award. We give it out once a month. We give it out once a year, and we'll get it engraved.
Yeah, can we make a trophy for that?
Yeah, it's a little
Yeah,
trophy
that's what I'm
with
saying.
like a cracked globe on the top of it.
Yeah.
This is like
gosh,
next
yes.
level even TPK. I'm not even a TPK DM. Like, my player just like has... I need to think of the world. You haven't destroyed the world. Maybe you've sort of destroyed it, but you haven't.
Well, I mean, it's like some fucked up Doctor Who episode. Now you got to try and put it all back together, Hannah.
Oh no, it's like the worst idea ever. I have the strength for it, just none of the intelligence to do it.
Yeah, exactly. You didn't know what was coming. You're like, I'll pick up the gem. But if you were like a wizard, like Rain, then Rain would have been like, it looks like this is important. I won't touch this.
You know, all those times everyone teases me about that I have a habit of just touching things I shouldn't. I would like to point out this time it wasn't me.
Jess, look, the only reason you didn't do it is just Hannah got there first. Let's not give you any credit yet.
Wow. Amazing stuff. And do you know what? To celebrate, you're all level 9. Congratulations.
Yay!
Why?
Level 9 in a void. Yay!
Because
that means we survive.
in a way, you defeated the master, and kind of in a way, you just defeated a god, but you haven't, but you have.
I feel like being sucked into, I don't know, like
Oblivion. You're just
Hell?
literally, I've ended it where you're just particles, you're atoms. You're not even atoms because you're in between existences. You're just, if anything, you are a soul. That's all you are.
Is the Big Bang gonna happen next? And all of a sudden we'll see an opening and just be like,
Yep.
babies again, crying into existence.
Cue the beginning of the Big Bang Theory.
That is a bit rough. I'm a Warforged said, not sure I believe in the existence of a soul.
Yeah,
What about,
Warforged have soul.
Isn't
What about
that how Warforged are created? They're a soul in a metal body.
What about electrical heaven? You know, where all the toasters go.
You just go to die.
Silicon heaven.
Well, I'm going to stop recording because I just think that was absolutely fantastic. Hannah, thank you so much.